Well, hey, for a change, starting the stream early. There's probably nobody here, and that's okay. This is either start early or start late, because I'm gonna make a bit of cocktail video over here. So, alrighty. It's gonna be that for now. Okay. Time to get this happen. That looks good to me. Okay. Teeny little adjustment. Making a mojito. Oh, wait, what the heck was that? Yeah, mojito. Shooting mode. High speed. Okay. High speed record and starting. So, first we have to put our mint leaves in our glass. Then we do 2 spoons of sugar. 1, 2. And then we stir that. For about 2 minutes. It's not very exciting, and it's probably going to give me wrist cramps. You know what I did last time I did this? If anyone's watching this at any point, not pulverizing the mint. Actually, I do that. And anyone watching? Oh yeah, that's okay. I seriously cramp up doing this. Saw this video of someone traveling in Cuba. This is how the barman always makes them. He must have really strong forearms, is all I'm saying. So I sort of cramp up a bit doing this. Oh, 20 more seconds. Seems like a big hassle, but the last time I did this, it was actually super yummy. Okay. Set up for the next shot. Shady moon, high speed. Okay. We add the lime juice. Yeah, it would help if we recorded it. Ticket. Okay, lime juice. What is that? Oh god, that's citric acid. Shit. Okay, cool. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Fuck it. Pour this back in here. And shake this really hard. Try that again. Right. Still a bad idea. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, so lime juice. And a little bit of soda. Now, we mix that for a minute to dissolve the sugar. Again, I'm going to switch that off. I have it running for a minute. Let's try. Who's here? I see Saracen. Hello. I don't know. It's just, people taking a while to get here. Happens. And I'm just making a cocktail. Super tasty. Okay, so that's basically done. Put that back there. Just about there. Cover that up. Ooh, now we want ice baby. Lots of it because we got to fill that glass. Oh. Okay. Wait, I need a straw. I have metal straws over here. And I need to be better organized. But I found it. Fuck yeah. Fuck the heaters said I would never find them. I found it. Okay. Okie dokes. So we got to fill this sucker with ice. It actually took more ice than I thought it would. Alright. A little bit more ice, in fact. A little bit. A little bit more ice. Alright. Let's set this little bit. Actually, I will pour the rum in readiness. There we go. Right. In here, shooting mode, high speed. Alright. So. Alright. Shooting. Because at this point, we had 2 ounces of rum. And then we're going to top it with soda. the stir. And my garnish. And that's pretty fucking classy looking mojito, if I say so myself. Okay, so now moving the lights. Moving the lights. Well, it is a quiet start, isn't it, Icy Saracen? That happens sometimes. And, you know, I'm doing this. Put over here, so... Wait, it's wrong. Just gonna put this here. And the light source. Maybe up here. Alright, so just got to set this up a bit. And nope, fuck it. I'm gonna put another light over here. Hey, Salumi. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm just messing about and making a mojito video. Now, once I set it up, this will only take me about 2 minutes because the video can only be a maximum of 1 minute. So it's just how much I mess up the things I want to say, really. I see Saracen's bit plastered. Well, I'm about to have a bit of rum tonight, so that's the decision I've made. Okay. Let me do this. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Actually, I don't think they need to be that bright. Okay, I think I made this one bright. Okay. That my audio recorder, and I should bring my mojito over here. Do. This won't take long. Just about ready. Come on. Loading. Here's a way to make a mojito you may not have seen before. Start by putting a lot of mint leaves in a tall glass. Then you're going to put 2 bar spoons of fine sugar in, and then mix that with your bar spoon for 2 minutes. It's important we don't pulverize the leaves or the flavor will be too strong. We're just using the sugar to release some of the mint oils. Then we add ½ an ounce of lime juice and 1 ounce of soda and stir for another minute, and this is to dissolve the sugar. Fill the glass with ice, add 2 ounces of white rum of your choice, then top the glass with soda. Give it a little stir, add your mint garnish, and it's a little bit of work, but this is an absolutely delicious mojito. That was easy. All right. Now I'm going to put stuff down and drink my mojito. I see, Saracen. I was in a different location when I was doing all the Angry Aussie videos. Previous house had a setup in the shed. But this is not 100 miles removed from how I make videos. Just switching a camera on and talking. All right. Oh, bum fungus. Yes. Tis mojito. I just thought because I'm wearing my tiki shirt today, and I'm only wearing it arbitrarily, it was the next shirt in the cupboard. So I thought, man, if I'm going to make some cocktail videos, they should be rum ones. So, and I arbitrarily made the mojito first. Going to make Mai Tai a bit later. Yeah. Just get a face full of mint. Oh, yum. I mean, it wouldn't hurt if it was a little bit sweeter, but I'm fine with it. He said getting a little bit tempted to put some more sugar in, but you know what? It would do me good to have a drink with not so much sugar in it. So it's just because, seriously, the only thing I don't like about mojitos, you have all the mint in the glass, and if you're drinking with a straw, it gets stuck in the straw. Oh yeah. Yes, good drink. Today's trivia: someone planted this mint on the nature strip. There's a few people in the neighborhood who do wacky things on the nature strip. A couple of people have done things where they've made little succulent gardens, and so that's cool. I think they're at risk at someone either stealing or trashing their hard work. And someone planted a bunch of, and they planted some mint. And in cooler weather, the mint does really well. Now it's going to get warm this week, like high 20s. And based on previous experience, this mint that was doing quite well, it probably would have killed it all. Or it would have died right back. It's not completely dead. Like the roots held, like last summer, it just got wiped out and then came back real strong in winter. But I think it was all looking nice and healthy. This week's heat, not a heat wave, it's just warm, would have just wiped it out. So you know what? Fuck it. I'm picking a whole bunch of it before it gets scorched by the warm days. And I'm making a goddamn mojito. I mean, Mrs. Angry grows mint as well. And in fact, her mint is broadly better than this roadside mint. In case anyone's worried, I did wash it. I washed it thoroughly. Not least because of the reasonably high possibility of, animals pissing in the general area. So I did wash it thoroughly. It's funny, I don't make and there are easier ways to make mojitos than how I made this one. This is actually probably the most difficult way to make a mojito. It's really fucking tasty though. So I don't make it much because they're a bit of a hassle. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll do it because I've got several good white rums over there. Maybe this summer I make more mojitos. Not sure how Mrs. Angry's mint is going to survive. Man, this gets better as I drink. I think when I had my first sip, I hadn't mixed up the sweetness in it enough. So I'm glad I didn't put any more sugar syrup in. That would have been too much. Now I've just got that balance. And because, I put a fair bit of soda in there, but it's 2 shots of rum as well. So good way to start the night. Get my rum on. So yeah, that's the way. I like it. So I'm gonna just continue with my mojito, and then I'm gonna make a mai tai, and then I'm gonna taste something I made that I haven't tasted yet. Another clarified drink, clarified Sazerac. I clarified my barrel-aged Sazerac for fun. I've never clarified a Sazerac before, so I'm quite keen to see what it tastes like. Had a tiny sip. There's not really a proper taste, and I want to put it on ice as well. Like my drinks, nice and chilled. Not usually this much ice, but that's how you do with a mojito. So crush the mint a bit. Release the aromas. It's funny, like when I picked all the mint, I had like big clutch of mint coming back with it, and because I did, crush it a little, picking it, so I just had this really nice waft of mint up in my face as I was walking down the street with all the mint that I'd picked. Yum. I'll just reuse that garnish because a mint garnish on a Mai Tai is pretty common. Just for the look when I make the video, I think I'll reuse that garnish. I think Mrs. Angry is probably going to use it in a tea. Actually, I'm just going to look up what's regarded as a standard garnish on a Mai Tai. I'm going to do a Trader Vic. Keep it simple. Garnish with I don't have a lime shell, mint, and a fruit stick. Okay, so I'm going to do mint and a maraschino cherry. A slightly simple compared to you get some of the drinks that do just the incredible over the top garnishes. I mean, I like looking at them. I cannot be asked making them. Like there's probably a bunch of channels on YouTube that make elaborate garnishes, but I found one recently. They're quite entertaining. Really, really lavish garnishes. And I just commented on this video that I think it was like 6 orange peel garnishes, and they were very cool. They were quite elaborate. They looked really cool. Loved the work, and they're probably with a little bit of practice not that difficult to do, but there's a bit of arsing about. And I watched the video and it was very entertaining. So I commented when those are 6 incredible garnishes that I have nowhere near enough patience to do myself, which they replied with a lol. So and maybe I could have used my funkier white rum. I was worried. I have one white rum from a local-ish distillery. That's pretty local. It's less than 45 minutes up the road, I think. Sort of halfway to Yarra Valley, halfway to Healesville, essentially. And they specialize in the very funky rums, with quite strong flavors. In rum circles, there's this thing's called Hogo. Not sure where that comes from, but what it means is as some rums have a flavor that's really reminiscent of overripe fruits, depending on your palate. Some people say overripe bananas, some say overripe pineapple. But yeah, there's a term called Hogo, and people just colloquially say that's a funky rum. People who don't like it will say it's like rotted things. I don't really think it's like rotted vegetable matter, but it's really taking on some of the qualities of overripe fruit. It's a strong flavor. Not everyone's into it. I like it. And from this place, Killick Distillery, I got their overproof white rum that has this really funky characteristic in it. I thought that might overpower the mojito. The one that's in here is very yummy. It's from Western Australia. Yeah, this is good. This is really good. But now I'm thinking like, if and when I make my next mojito, I'm going to make it with the funky white rum, then with a really strong flavor, and see what that's like. It's probably pretty good. The rum I've got here, the only reason I have it is because it was on a really big special at Dan Murphy's, like about 40% off. I was like, fuck it, man, can't pass up a bargain. And so I got it. I think I need some more brandy. Yeah, okay, I don't. By any rational measure, I don't need any more anything. But I just look at it and go, I've only got a couple brandies. So it's kind of like, do I need more of anything? Probably not. Definitely not more whiskeys or gins. Although I have a bit of a weakness for buying both whiskeys and gins. I have slightly fewer rums and a mere, half dozen brandies? Seems like the brandies are hard done by, really. Man, am I going to start? No, I think there's still quite a bit in there. Straw was just in the wrong place. I'm probably going to get this thing of the straw getting blocked with mint leaves, but I'm a brave little soldier, and I'll soldier on. So, pretty impressed with myself that I found my metal straw so quickly, because I hardly ever use straws, because I usually don't do tall drinks. Normally doing smaller drinks. You don't need a straw. And those straws they were in a sort of gift pack with a bottle of rum I got quite some time back. And I thought, they'll come in handy some point. And then I never used them. And then suddenly I want one tonight. I was going, fuck, I should have been planning better. But I thought, no, I think I kept it just over here. And it only took me 5 seconds to find it. Reasonably impressed with finding something that I hadn't sort of looked at in 6-12 months, because it was where I left it. So that's nice. It's my little desk over there. No one goes there. No one bothers me. It's my work desk. Hello, Meg Leach. I'm all tropical tonight in my tiki shirt. Starting off the night with a mojito. So I think I'm going to leave this in here, and then the ice will melt, and there'll be all pulped mint leaves in there. I think Mrs. Angry will end up putting that in her hot chocolate in the morning. She'll get a minty hot chocolate, because she did that last time I used mint in something, and she said it was nice. Normally, she's borrowing my leftover orange peel, which I think I will do some orange peel tonight, maybe when I have my clarified Sazerac. That would go well with a bit of orange peel, I think. But I might get the video making out of the way. As soon as I'm finished the mojito, I will get on to the Mai Tai. Half a shot, third shot. What's that in mils? 60 mils, 15, 22 and a half, 10, 7.5. Yep. Okay. Looking at the history of the Mai Tai. From Trader Vic's. That weird mid, just sort of 50s to 70s seemed to be like the peak of tiki in America. A lot of people said it was influenced by returned servicemen who'd served in the Pacific, having a sort of, you're fantasizing about the South Pacific where they'd been. Well, I guess that's that. So, still in warm-up mode. Bit quiet night tonight. But that's fine. I get it together to make a Mai Tai. Rum. What rum will I use? Actually, bit spicy. I'm going to use the gospel rum. Not that this is a short video, so I don't even go into detail on the spirits I'm using. But for me, gospel rum is a recent purchase of mine from a distillery that specializes in rye whiskey, and they decided to make a rum. And they aged it in one of their ex-rye whiskey barrels. In fact, they're a first barrel. Excuse me. So it has those notes that you don't get that often. I think it'll go well in a Mai Tai. So, 2 ounces. I need to get my curacao. Lime juice is out, and I need to get the orgeat and sugar syrup. Okay. Let's get organized. Right, gonna put this sugar away. Okay. Put my... they call it Kimberley Moon. White rum from the Hoochery. Right. Dark rum from the Gospel. Single cask rum, 51% ABV. Woohoo! Getting serious. You know what? I'm going to go the long way around. Get my curacao. All right. Triple sec that's actually based on lime rather than orange. Wacky times. Orgeat and sugar syrup from the fridge. Right. Got to move some stuff around. Right, just a little rocks glass for this, I think. Ooh, yes. Just a little rocks glass to make this one in. All right. All right. Yeah, I have to get the stuff out of the fridge, don't I? Got to move my camera and my light. Get this shiz happening. All right. And I'm going to shake it like a Polaroid picture. We want the shaker, the strainer. Wat is de orge? Dat is de orge. Dat is de rich sugar syrup. So. We have everything. Everything is ready. I'll move the camera so it's not pointing at nothing. You can watch me do this. Alright. Actually, you know what? Fuck it, I'm just going to reuse some ice. So, strictly kosher. Some people would frown upon it. But I'm not gonna get too worked up because I'm just fucking around. Oh, look, I'm gonna turn around so you can see me here. Hello. I'm gonna set this up. Okay. Put this light on. Did I miss any chat while I was over here? Hi Lee, hi Safa. Okay, so 3/4. Third quarter. Okay. Where's my jigger at? Ooh, this is going to be a strong Mai Tai. Using 51% rum. Okay. Alright. Then you gotta go for the high speed shoot note again. Alright. That looks right. Triple sec. Okay, here we jolly well go. In goes the rum to slush. In goes the triple sec. God, this is really fucked up. Wish I knew how fucked up this was before today, and I would have done something about it. Oh. C'est la vie, as the French are incessantly saying. Lime juice with some fucking impurities. Orgeat. Let's go with orgeat. And finally, a teeny bit of sugar syrup. Fucking shit. Just drop something. Righty. So, put it in the shaker. And shake it. Gonna do a dirty dump. Where are my cherries? last two. Right. All right. Shooting mode. High speed. Do the dirty dump. All right. Garnish the sucker. Put a bunch of mint in. And a cherry. Okay, please don't tell me I didn't do that. Playback. What the fuck? Well, fuck that up. Look at me being calm when I fuck something up. I'm not always calm when I fuck something up. All right. Now, I'm going to quickly do the talky bit. Oh, wait, I didn't. Look, I'm back here now. I'm back here now. All right. All right. So, just do this, then. This is the last distraction video I'm going to do tonight. I'll just be sitting and chatting. All right. Ooh, look at that. All right. That there. Over here, maybe. Okay. And we gotta go wide. How's that on an angle? Let's do that. Let's do that. That's the angle. Okay. Almost done. Hi, Kayla. Yeah, this is me fucking around. Okay. What it is I didn't video when the video wasn't switched on when I poured the drink, and I could have tried to do it again, but you know what? It's the cosmos telling me something. I can't be fucked. Okay. All right. The Mai Tai is a very popular tropical drink, but for something that's a true classic, it's strange how often people do their own interpretation. Like Forrest Gump says, life's like a Mai Tai, you never know what you're going to get. I'm going to stick very closely with the original Trader Vic's recipe. That means getting 2 ounces of rum, add to that ½ an ounce of orange curacao, then 3/4 of an ounce of lime juice, then 1/4 of an ounce of orgeat, and 1/4 of an ounce of rich sugar syrup. Give that a good solid shake for about 15 to 20 seconds with lots of ice in your shaker. And then I went for the dirty dump ice and all into a rocks glass. Garnishes, this is not as lavish as some people do. Done some mint light. Fuck. I went for the dirty dump, pouring everything, ice and all, into a rocks glass. Garnish-wise, not as lavish as some. I'm using mint leaves and a maraschino cherry. And taste-wise, that's just a tropical delight. Mai Tai means the best. Trader Vic knew what he was doing. And that will do. Gotta switch everything off now. Okay. Save it in the edit. Now I will just sit down and chat. All right. Okay. And this is a good Mai Tai I made too. If I do say so myself. Ah, come on. Oof, whoops, wait, let's do, what are we doing? Let's adjust. Kayla, I have a cocktail channel called Angry Cocktails. I put a lot of stuff on there. Okay. Thank you, Kayla. And I hope you enjoy the cocktail recipes. I occasionally do quite silly videos on there where I play multiple characters in the same video and give them a cartoony effect to kind of highlight I'm being silly. But these, I'm doing shorts in November. I'm aiming to upload a video every single day in November. Most of them will be shorts. They won't all be shorts, though. Mint in my mouth. Oh, okay. Put that little bit of mint over there. I'm going to be genteel about it. Yum, yum, yum. Oh, man, that is a yummy. Okay. Sorry, I'm just also going, I forgot to put lids on things. And I will just quickly do that to avoid disaster. Okay, lid on. I won't put everything away yet. Just put lids on. All right, so this lime juice is fucked, and I need to get some more. Fair enough. Yeah, I don't think I'm going to mix any more drinks tonight. Out my jigger. And we're good. Okay, that's all done. Oh, wait, no, sorry. I just want to do one more thing. Just in case I get all mint in my mouth. Just putting a receptacle for it. There. Yes, Lee. A Kennedy going into politics seems like tempting fate, really. Oh. I know there's a Kennedy who's a Republican now, and he's not just in the Republican Party. He's one of those real dickhole conspiracy anti-woke dickheads that the Republican Party has these days. Just goes to show. Yeah, look, you put this to get a face full of mint every time I take it. It's very yummy, though. Very yummy. Oh, yeah. So I only used half the mint. But yes, keep it there. Don't know if you're going to have a go at replanting it or anything. We have lots of successfully planted mint around here, being very bounteous, but that's roadside mint, which sounds dodgier than it is. I mean, actually, to be reasonable, it's slightly dodgy to be picking mint from the roadside, but very, very, very tasty drink, and I like it. Yes, I'm not going to mix another drink. I'm going to have an eye because I have to try my clarified Sazerac. I just have to. I have to, as there's no choice in the matter. But that's it. Hello. Yes, lurk sounds, Dr. Abigail. I'm intrigued as to the sounds one makes when one is lurking. Yes, well, Safa, this is why I'm making rum drinks, because I got my tropical shirt on today. And the reason I have my tropical shirt on, it was the next one in the cupboard. I literally, I rotate them. They're in a row, and when I wash them, they go to the back. And so all the shirts get a fair rotation. And because today's just happened to be my tropical shirt, and I was going to shoot some more shorts for my cocktail channel, I thought, you know what? Fuck it, rum drinks. So that's why I made a mojito and a Mai Tai. Nice. I think I mentioned in another stream, I did get a notification that some of my new shirts are on the way. They could still take a couple of weeks to get here. But I have so many of these shirts. I would excuse anyone who thinks one that I've had for ages is new, because who's going to remember them all, quite honestly? But I will excitedly point out new shirts when they arrive, and I wear them on stream. I will make a big deal of it that I'm wearing a new shirt, because I haven't got I haven't even kept track of when the last one. Although, I mean, I could. Okay, what Gmail account is on this one? Okay, that's the Angry Aussie one. I guess personal one's on Chrome. Let me see. Yes, that looks like my personal one. Let me see. I'll see if this brings it up. I'm just now obsessed. I want to know when the last time I got a shirt was. This one, and the original site I ordered from was called Hawa Lily. And so there's a lot on there. Wait, is that it? Yes, that's it. So when was the last one? May. Okay, not as long ago as I thought. Well, it is 6 months. Okay. I just wanted to validate that. So I was strong for 6 months. I didn't order any more shirts for 6 months. But now I've ordered new shirts, and they're a coming. So what's this, the 4th or 5th order? Yes, Dr. Abigail, thegayshirtsforyou.com. Well, again, with the rather flamboyant nature of most of these shirts, always feel like paraphrasing uh, Homer Simpson when he was worried about Bart wearing an Hawaiian shirt. When people comment on my shirts being a bit gay, I go, "Oh, there's only two sorts of people wear shirts like this: big fat party animals and gay dudes. Do I look like a big fat party animal to you?" You know, I I leave the judgment to the viewer. You joke, Dr. Abigail. I don't know if I've ever shown you the Facebook ads I get. The gayest apparel, um, and not in the Christmas Carol sense, as in the guys wearing the stuff in the ads are these big, hairy bears. Uh, all started with the Dracula clothing vest. Ever since then, uh, Facebook has been, this dude likes super gay fashions. Like, I don't know if anyone remembers my caftan I was wearing in the heat wave last summer when my air conditioning wasn't working. My air conditioning chose to explode during a heat wave. Huh. But that caftan with the stripes that I was wearing, the ad for that is just these dudes with their sort of sitting down with their legs spread and the flap down thing. So, yes, I was doing uh, wearing my shirts at the gay steel mill. Yeah. Safa, I don't know. I could look at Red Dead. I think it says how many hours I've been playing it, but I don't rush it. I don't do all the side things that some people do, but I just don't rush it. I'm up to the John Marsden stuff now. Playing it off the stream. Arthur died, and now I'm John Marsden, and his wife's been a total bitch. I'm not real. Not real happy with the writers on that one. Abigail is just a completely unreasonable bitch to John Marsden. Um, yeah, on the one level, you can see that yes, she doesn't want the wild stuff to happen, but it's like when he's actually defending people against murderers, she gets upset, and it's just like the dude was a fucking murderer. Silumi, I don't know. Are you doing gay fashion shoots down at the gay steel mill as well? Um, so that episode of The Simpsons cracks me up in so many ways. It's like Homer being paranoid that Bart might be gay and wants him to see real men, so takes him to the steel mill, and they're all huge and buff little bears. And yes, that's the one. Bomb Fungus, hot stuff coming through, and and uh, and then they knock off for the day, and it turns into a nightclub called the Anvil, and they're playing "Everybody Dance Now," and just as it all comes down, because Homer's realized it's a gay steel mill. Gay steel mill, and he's going, "Oh my god, what's happening?" And then it's a nightclub, and and Bart just says to Homer, "Dad, why did you bring me to a gay steel mill?" And he was, "I don't know." Yes, I think that is something you do, Salumi. Actually, that's why I was leading you on with innuendo. Sorry, where's the banner we had when um, he upset someone because there was too much gay shit on the stream? There, no, this one. It's just like I have no idea what that strange person thought my reaction would be to saying the stream was too gay. But uh, so look at the other banners. Oh God. Memory hits and memories. I did not die on Friday night stream. I just fell asleep for 90 minutes. Things that happened. Things that happened. Wait, where's the comments? God damn it. Oh, nice. You're going with the internship, Lee. Nice. And yes, that's a fair call too. Dr. Abigail, hot stuff coming through. No, so for that was, I actually forget how long ago I did that because time doesn't mean anything. But I did it twice, 2 weeks apart. Indulged a little too much on. Actually, the first time I didn't even really realize that I was doing it. I was just really, oh man, I'm so fucked. And I staggered off into the next room and I sat on the lounge and I think I passed out as soon as like I was resting a little bit. The second time, which was 2 weeks after that, I actually said, people on the stream said, look, oh, holy shit, you all keep talking. I have to go lie down. But the first time I didn't even say anything. And I think Dr. Abigail was trying to text me because everyone wondered if I was dead. But I was so text messages weren't waking me up. Nice. Speaking of gay fests, Justin's downstairs neighbor, big gay flag hanging up on the wall. Nice. Yes, unfortunately, the banners aren't dated. They don't tell me when they were made. It would be nice if there was a little thing that said, you know, this was made on this day and all right, I'm just getting rid of some stuff so it's less confusing for me. I'm keeping a couple of them because I might use them again. Like, I forget exactly what I was wrong about, but I was very wrong about something. So, as atonement, I had that banner running for a while. See, look at that. Dr. Abigail, great minds. I couldn't even see the chat when you put that up. I'm keeping the I was wrong one because, you know, it's probably going to happen again. So, yum, 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 yum. You know what? I think I'm going to. Wait. It's like one cherry in the jar. I don't want to leave one cherry in the jar. So like that, Lee, you welcome correction, especially when you're wrong. That's the only time I'm going to welcome correction. So I got this Rubber Bandits track stuck in my head. It's one they released a year or so ago called Bertie Ahern, and it's mostly spoken from the point of view of a kid, probably an under 10-year-old, certainly a preteen kid, a single mum, and she's got a new boyfriend, and I find it very funny because just the way things are described very much in the voice of an Irish kid, and I don't mean speaking in a goo goo gaga voice. I just mean the phrasing and whatnot. And I really like it, and it's mostly spoken over this quite driving music. And it's just my mum has a new man called Bertie Ahern, and it's a fun song that goes really wild at the end. But the video they made for it is just lots of grotesque imagery. Nothing obscene, but the character Bertie Ahern, it's just like this massive prosthetics. The guy being Bertie Ahern is wearing big nose and hair everywhere and whatnot. It's pretty funny. Hiya, Mini Ninja. How you doing? Yes, I'm with Salumi, Dr. Abigail. It's very bad that shit's all fucked up, but it's good that you're seeing something. As you mentioned that time, you've now discovered trauma counseling, quite different to regular counseling. Ah, yum, yum. Yum, 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 yum. I love yum, yum. Do, 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 do. Just made a weird novelty song pop into my head. I love onions. Very weird. Oh, nice. Oh, well, it's good to be confident with the exams, Lee. Exam anxiety is bad. You don't want that. It's good. No, you know your business. You're gonna smash it. It's all good. All good in the hood. All right. Okay, that's my Mai Tai. Basically finished. I'm gonna try my clarified Sazerac because I'm really keen to know what it's like. Right, I'm gonna get. There's one cherry left in the jar. I'm just gonna get it because it's weird to leave one cherry in the jar. Particularly because all the juice they're meant to be swimming in has gone away. Mrs. Angry put it on pancakes. All right, got a glass. Gotta get a big old piece of ice out of the freezer. Okay, camera go there. Light go there. And outsy comes the ice. All right. So I'm just going to show you. I don't know how well this will show up on the webcam, but I want to show you the comparison. Okay, so Sazerac's a dark drink, and I barrel aged it, which makes it darker. So you see it's almost black. It's almost opaque. That's the clarified version. This beautiful, clear, sort of brown orange, coppery color. And it's so clear. I love how clear it is. That's also a bit of a different color compared to so many of them are a shade of yellow, orange. Ooh, the ice cracked. It's dramatic when that happens. And I want my orange garnish. It's not complete without my orange garnish. Releasing those orange oils. And spritz the orange oil over the top because I'm a classy motherfucker. Do. What are you? Getting pissed, 9 o'clock. Okay. Just want to stir that one for the drink to be nice and cold. I like my drinks cold. And it's a pretty strong drink, so it wouldn't hurt if it diluted a bit as well. Alrighty. Dot's probably enough. Very classy drink. Got my double cherries happening. Want them to soak up some flavour too. Oh, that is so yummy. So I added pineapple juice to this because to clarify a drink, like to milk clarify a drink, it has to be acidic. Something in there has to have acid content. The easiest thing to do is fruit juice, citruses in particular. Pineapple's not a citrus, is it? But it's a very acidic juice, so it works well for it. So the base drink, it's a split between, there's a blend of whiskies and a blend of brandies, sugar, bitters, quite a lot of bitters, a little bit of absinthe in there, and then barrel aged for 3 weeks. And then clarified. That is just really fucking good. I mean, the unclarified one is really yummy. I really like it. It's actually, I feel like I need to do a side-by-side comparison just to remind myself. I get just a little bit. I get one of my shot glasses. I'm going to put a little bit of ice in it. I don't really want to have it at room temperature. So just one little bit of ice just to chill the drunk. Good advice, Safa. I am not getting too wasted tonight. Tomorrow night, anyone's guess. Shoot a few more of my short videos tomorrow night because I want to get ahead just in case something derails me. At the moment, I'm like 2 days ahead and I've got more to edit. Now I've shot these ones tonight and that'll put me another couple days ahead. If I shoot at least 3 tomorrow night, then that will put me more days ahead. And if I get a sort of buffer, then I can think about a longer video and spend a bit more time putting a longer video together. Okay, so my barrel-aged Sazerac. Oh my God, that smells so boozy. God damn, that's good. Ooh, nice. That sounds like a good night, Dr. Abigail. Going out to see the Melbourne Symphony Orchestra with a lovely lady you have a crush on. Nice. That's very much something to look forward to. Oh, man, that's good. You should have that on a T-shirt to go to the Symphony Orchestra, Dr. Abigail. Classy as fuck. Oh, yeah. Okay, the clarified one is unsurprisingly much lighter than the base drink. Tastes much less boozy. And it's got the thing, the technique. Again, when we explain this to someone, they think it's gross because it involves curdled milk, and we are conditioned to think curdled milk is gross, but that's where we get cheese. So yes, you add your drink, which needs to be acidic to curdle the milk, to some milk, and that does make the milk curdle. The milk separates into curds and whey, and then you pour the whole thing through a filter I just use like a paper coffee filter, and the curds settle, and they actually do the clarification, which is where you go from very dark to very clear. It takes not just the harsher flavors out, it takes the color out as well. So, Dr. We're going to wear your Clarinet Hero t-shirt? Yes. Nice. Oh, nice. So Salumi has a date night as well. And a board game sleepover. Wow. That's all good. Bum fungus. It's not savory, though. It's not a savory cheesy drink. I would actually like to make a savory cheesy drink, because I had a drink at the Four Pillars Distillery in Healesville, and a strong flavor in it was basically a cheese and onion reduction that they'd made. So the drink had this savory, like cheese and onion flavor. It was fucking awesome. They said that a lot of people send it back, to which I said those people are fuckwits, because the drink was awesome. It was really good. I would actually like to make something that had an actual like savory cheese flavor. There's a couple ways. Ooh, fat washing with cheese. Like I could get a really rich cheddar or parmesan, like an aged cheese, a really rich cheese, and soak a spirit in that. Soak it in a spirit. Infuse it into a spirit, and then filter that so you get the cheese out, but then have that just really nice sort of cheesy aroma in there, and with a bit of cheesy mouthfeel as well. And now I want to look up and see if Four Pillars have that drink listed on their website. Four Pillars. fourpillarsgin.com. Yes, I'm over 18. Buy a gin and get a bottle of Booze Free Spirit Bandwagon for half price. Christmas gin. Wow. Made with Christmas puddings, aged in musket barrels. Oof, they have a packaged martini. I bet that is fucking good. I mean, I have my own bottled martini. They have a rarer dry gin. And a rarest dry gin. Bloody Shiraz, which I have. Yuzu gin, which sounds nice. Olive leaf gin, a rare dry gin. And Bandwagon. But where's the distillery? Visit the distillery. Let's see if they have their cocktail menu on here. Book a table. Tasting masterclasses. I'd like to do that. It's confusing me. Book a table, gin masterclass, cocktail workshop. Ooh, we've got to go back there at some point. It's so nice. Ha! Sorry, I love that, Salumi. Suffer going with the Twister innuendo, and after the other things you've been to, Twister's a bit tame. Oh, well, again, I hope the friend was very supportive, Salumi, because it is. If you're going to get involved with someone, you do get to the point where you have to tell them some truths about yourself, because things ain't gonna work if you can't tell your truths, essentially. Mm. So I think I got distracted at various points. I think it's probably when I started talking about cheese. But I was going to say, when you make this, the milk separates into curds and whey, and the curds do the clarifying, but the whey gets added to your drink, and whey is thicker than water. It's more viscous than water, so it changes the mouthfeel. That's what the wankers like to say. Talk about the mouthfeel of the drink. But when the whey gets added to the cocktail, it affects the taste and also it's the consistency of it. So it just kind of feels like silkier as you drink it. It's part of the whole experience. I really like it. Yes. No way. Way. Oh, nice. I'm glad that they're a genuinely good person. Nice. Yeah. One's you got to trust good things occasionally. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah. People. I'm sure some people have said it's too much. Yeah. Well, I hold out positive vibes for you, Salumi. Openness and say defining things. There are so many interactions in life, not just romantic and interpersonal, but so many times you need to actually define things, particularly boundaries. I'm very big on understanding people's boundaries, and it's a basic respect of things. Because I mean, anyone who knows me, anyone who's been on the streams, anyone who watches my videos knows my sense of humor is fairly dark. But if I'm in a situation, if I'm with someone where I know if I say some really fucked up shit, it's going to upset them, I won't, as a rule, do it. I'll either tell someone ahead of time, shit's going to get fucked up, so you might not want to be there. Or if I want that person there, I'll go, oh, okay, if it crosses that line, that's bad for them. So I won't do that. Oh dear, Dr. Bell. Well, that's a special friend when you've seen each other naked. So oh, sorry, just in the spirit of helping you, Safa, not criticizing you. I think you meant cynical, which is spelled like that. Oh god, you see, Bum Fungus, I grew up with the dead baby jokes. And it's weird. Okay, then we got Ricky Gervais because I think he's a prick. I think Ricky Gervais is a prick, a bully, and a coward. And I think he is cynical in a bad way. I think, I basically think he's the classic. He's the classic bully, and he's actually a coward. But I do remember this one thing, and I actually seen this special of his. He actually does, old school. He does a dead baby joke thing we did when I was in high school. And I read this thing where some people send a letter of complaint, and I understand it was traumatizing for them. Like they had a baby or a young child die, and it had traumatized them. And this was their um, first night out in forever. And he tells a dead baby joke, and they were upset and walked out. And they wanted to make a big thing about it. And as much as I don't like Ricky Gervais, when I saw these people being upset that there was a dead baby joke in there, I was honestly, I was like, just fuck off. Just fuck off. I understand that was traumatizing for you. I feel bad for you, but a performer, a comedian, cannot provide a list of their fucking jokes before a show. Now, if someone goes too far in a particular direction, uh, it is super unfortunate if you paid for a ticket for the show and uh, it was, it was not for you, or worse still, it was traumatizing for you. Uh, but there are limits to where I will go for. Like, if a comedian is just gross and racist, misogynist, homophobic, transphobic, any of these things, I will be the first to go, well, they're a piece of shit. And that is why I don't like Ricky Gervais, because he is a fucking piece of shit. And he's a coward about it as well. Um, but this one is like that he crossed some line by telling a dead baby joke. I'm sorry. This will happen in TV shows and movies and whatnot. There will be content in that will be traumatizing for people. Some stuff is very egregious and unwarranted and frankly unconscionable, but other stuff is like, you know what? The world is a cold and dark and cruel place, and sometimes you'll be exposed to stuff that upsets you, and that sucks. It genuinely does. I absolutely would not say to these people, "Oh, harden the fuck up" and whatnot. They were. It was like an extreme case, and it was very upsetting for them, and I understand that, but expecting to be able to police a comedy show to that extent is frankly ridiculous. Um, but you know what? I mean, it's well and good for them to say, and it's absolutely their right to go public and say this happened. But there is actually quite a long list of things I will criticize Ricky Gervais for. That ain't one of them. Um, uh, I think those people could genuinely tell their story and point out it was traumatizing and whatnot without acting like they had a moral case against the comedian. That was just bad luck. That was just bad luck. I remember an old article on The Onion. Is referencing, I think it's the original Police Academy movie. It's one of the very early ones. It's either Police Academy 1 or 2, um, where the antagonist to the sergeant, who's a real jerk. There's this one thing where through a series of misadventures, he's like flung through the air in the direction of the rear of a police horse, uh, which lifts its tail as he's approaching it like a projectile. They don't show it because they can't. But the thing is, the joke is because the way he was flung like a projectile, his head fully goes up the horse's ass, and they talk about it later. So that's the level of humor in Police Academy. Dude you don't like has his head literally shoved up a horse's ass. And The Onion had this article. This was like a long time ago, but the headline was, "Oh, you all laughed when Sergeant what's his name had his head thrust up the horse's ass, but my brother died that way." And and that sums up that thing. Is like, yes, so many times comedians would tell jokes about things, particularly about people dying or being hurt or whatever, and there will be someone to whom that has literally happened, and it's having it turn into a joke is traumatizing. But it's like, for fuck's sake, you cannot possibly, you just cannot accommodate everyone in the world. It's all about the choices you make. If you're willing to make a joke about this, or a joke about this, or a joke about this, it's about the choices you make. You need to understand, and you do get fucking comedians playing the fucking victim all the time. Even the ones who aren't shitheads can get extremely paranoid because they don't really want to be torn to pieces publicly, and they think they're at risk because, I mean, pretty much they are. But it's just like the way they act the victim is, oh, no one laughs at anything. Like, dude, make the joke worthwhile. If the joke is just mean, if the joke is just cruel, if the joke is just spiteful, and it wasn't worth making, you deserve to be harshly judged by an audience. But if the joke was like genuinely challenging and transgressive and pushed people into an uncomfortable area, that's a good thing. Good art will challenge people. Good art will upset people. Good art will not be universally well received. Conversely, so will bad art. In fact, some bad art will be very well received by bad people. It's just, yes. I feel like now I'm slipping into Star Wars. I was about to say only a Sith deals in absolutes. Ironically, that's an absolute statement. So fuck you, Jedi, you pack of fucking losers. Saying only a Sith deals in absolutes. That's an absolute statement. I saw another little video, like literally a short on YouTube, as an interview with Mark Hamill from however many years ago. It was about The Last Jedi, how he initially rejected the idea of Luke running away and hiding when things went wrong. And he talked about how his initial thing was, that's not my Luke and whatnot. But the director, Ryan Johnson, like explained to him, like, this is why we're doing this. And he went with Ryan Johnson's vision, but he still says, that's not how I see Luke. To which I would say a number of things, not least love Mark Hamill, but he's not a writer or a director. And I find I've got to put my Star Wars nerd hat on here. The suggestion that Jedi don't run and hide when things go wrong is fucking ridiculous, because that's what they all do. That's what Obi-Wan Kenobi, the two notable survivors from the Clone Wars, Yoda and Obi-Wan Kenobi, ran away and hid on remote places where no one had found them. And that's what, in fact, Luke did it for a better reason. Luke came to a realization. Him trying to start his Jedi Academy was perpetuating the cycle. And he came to the conclusion, the only way I can't be part of this cycle perpetuating is if I separate it from myself altogether. So that's honestly why I never gave a shit that Mark Hamill said he found Luke running away and hiding really difficult. Well, dude, I feel like you haven't paid attention. Hellion, hello, Kirsten. How are you? Safa, I'm just saying Mark Hamill saying it doesn't make sense to him that Luke ran and hid when Kylo Ren and the First Order were desperate to find him and kill him is exactly the same as Obi-Wan and Yoda running away and hiding because Palpatine and Vader were going to kill him. Oh no, Kirsten dying of hay fever. That sucks. And I'm just saying, Mark Hamill saying, oh, that's not my Luke. It's like, dude, have you not seen any of the movies? But, you know, that's exactly what Obi-Wan did. That's exactly what Yoda did. Ran away to incredibly remote parts of the galaxy and hid. And Luke did it for literally exactly the same reason. So, I mean, and again, where you had all these fuckwits who were definitely misogynist and racist complaining about the last trilogy, them go, see, Mark, what Mark Hamill says doesn't really count for shit. Salumi, oh, you're having dinner? That's okay. You don't have to hang around. Enjoy your dinner. It was lovely to see you. And I hope you have a good night tomorrow night, whether or not we see you here. Justin, updating, yes, electoral details. You got to be ready to vote. What do we, oh gosh, so it's 2 weeks from Saturday is the state election here. Oh, wait, Saturday the 5th. No, it's 3 weeks. Okay. So I feel like if you want to see a super drunkening live stream from me, the Victorian state election, 3 weeks from Saturday, that could be a whole thing, you know. Like if I do a shot every time a Liberal Party politician loses their seat, I'll probably die of alcohol poisoning. In other words, I probably won't do that. I don't do shots as a rule. But I will probably be excited. Oh, yes, Dr. Abigail. Absolutely. Election last year. So I think it falls on what would normally be a date night. But Mrs. Angry loves to watch elections as well. So I don't know. We may or may not have an early date night, and then Mrs. Angry will watch the results on TV, and I'll do a lot. I'm absolutely doing a live stream. Might be a later than usual start. I don't know. But given that the overwhelming likelihood on the night is I get to laugh my ass off at the shit show that is the Victorian Liberal Party, is just priceless. I am hoping the Libs lose a couple of their blue ribbon seats, of which I am in the middle, and there's quite a decent chance they lose this seat or the ones surrounding me as well. So who knows? But I expect that it would be a celebration. As I've always said, look, weird things happen, even though it's phenomenally unlikely the LNP could win the next election like 1,000,000 to 1 shot. It's not zero. The chances aren't zero. So I think the most likely outcome is Labor returned with an at least slightly reduced majority. I think there's a reasonable chance Labor hold on to all their seats and the Liberal Party maybe lose a couple to independents. But there's also a good chance, it's absolutely not beyond the bounds of possibility, that Labor increases their majority, which would be beautiful. Not so much because I'm an avid supporter of the Victorian Labor Party, but it would be such a fucking kick in the teeth for the Liberal Party. It would just be, mwah. Yes, if you want cheap V-Line tickets. Fair call too. It's just super weird watching the things that are going on. The Liberals just keep lying about things they would put money into. We all know they don't spend money on infrastructure. So they know they're not winning government. So they just make these lavish promises and they're never going to be held to them because they're not going to fucking win. So fuck them. And Dr. Abigail, I think that might be a reasonable bet. The Greens picking up a seat or two, which I'd be okay with. And I think that may be where Labor get a reduced majority. I don't know that they're under any particular threat of losing any existing seats to the Liberal Party, but it's conceivable they could lose a seat or two to the Greens, which I'm okay with. But it's just that it would be super funny if Labor actually increased their majority, because that would be such a massive fucking kick in the teeth for the Liberal Party. As it is, it's probably going to be embarrassing for the Liberal Party. The most likely outcome is that it's embarrassing for the Liberal Party. It's not impossible that they pick up a couple seats which they will regard as a win. And if they pick up any seats, they will absolutely regard that as a win. I think it's most likely they won't pick up any, and I think it's most likely they will lose at least one or two. Not necessarily to Labor, but possibly to Labor, maybe to the Teal independents, which is just conservative independents. But it's a wild and messy thing, politics. Anything could happen. And yes, honestly, if it goes badly for Labor, all the conservative dickheads get to laugh at me. I've seen this in previous elections where lefties been banking very heavy, and I'm thinking of federal elections at this point. Lefties have been banking heavily on Labor winning, and they don't. And then they come up with, "Oh, you think I'm upset? This is actually good for me. Because of the amount of money I have, I'll benefit." Blah, blah, blah. I refuse to play that game where I pretend I'm not upset by a really fucked election result. If this particular election went badly for Labor, they wouldn't have to lose government for it to go badly. Actually, so long as they don't lose government, I'm not going to be particularly upset. It's kind of like when Labor were beaten and Tony Abbott became Prime Minister, I refused to pretend that wasn't upsetting for me. And when a lot of people who are backing Labor, I did actually expect Shorten to win, and he didn't. I refused to pretend that wasn't upsetting for me. You know what? The conservative fuckheads get to laugh at me. That's just the way it goes. Same as I laugh at them when they get a humiliating result. Like when Morrison got re-elected, that was fucking awful. It took one more term for Australians to wake up. Like, wow, that guy, he's actually terrible. My bad. My vote at the last election contributed to him heading the government, which was super fucking bad. I'll remedy it this election. And yes, the last federal election was suitably humiliating for Morrison. See, Safa, I'm not really that slavishly devoted to Dan Andrews. I am actually a believer in the maxim, power corrupts, absolute power corrupts absolutely. Someone who starts off being good, at least in a way that I interpret it, who's given unbridled power and it's not possible to threaten their power base, history shows us it's all but inevitable that person is going to do fucked up things because there's no one to stop them. So I try very hard to not buy into the cult of personality as much as I will say, for my money, Dan Andrews does get over the incredibly low bar of being the best political leader in Australia. That is honestly damning with faint praise. I'm absolutely not blind to his flaws, and to my mind, two of his biggest flaws are he's never seen a punitive enforcement measure he doesn't like, and he really fucking loves the cops. And he will defend the cops when they go for massive abuses of their power, particularly with seriously violently assaulting non-violent protesters. He will back the cops to the hilt in situations like that. So yes, he's no shining, beautiful, perfect God King by any stretch of the imagination. He's just better than the alternative. It's kind of like I've been talking about the physician and, dare I say, philosopher Gabor Mate a lot recently, having listened to the audio book of his most recent book, The Myth of Normal, which I really like. But as I got through, I know there's a few things I could pick holes in. So I was like, oh, I'm actually really glad, despite how much I like the things he says, I can pick holes in some of the things he says because I don't feel like I'm in a cult. See, Justin, I don't want to be too harsh, but the ACT doesn't fucking count. What happens in the ACT is fucking meaningless. Absolutely fucking meaningless. So saying the ACT leader is better than Andrews is like saying the local scout hall leader is better than Andrews. It's fucking meaningless. No, I think the WA Premier has some extremely negative traits. And no, the Northern Territory absolutely does not fucking count. The total population of the Northern Territory is like a fucking small country town. Never seen Dan Andrews in Batman at the same place. So it just reminded me, sure, he's a fiction. One of them is fictional. But of course, the white person who was instrumental in setting up a settlement in the area that became Melbourne is named John Batman. And there are various places around Melbourne named after him: Batman Hill, Batman Lane. There's a Batman police station, actually. And in his very humble way, he wanted the settlement of Melbourne to be named after him. He either wanted it to just be called Batman. I think he liked Batmania as an idea, because there was Tasmania that was named after Abel Tasman. We were almost called Batmania. Justin, what about the New Zealand leader when I'm talking about Australian political leaders? I will throw out absolutely fucking irrelevant again. And also because that isn't my country and I don't pay that much attention to what Jacinda Ardern does. So I actually don't know her policies very well. So I don't know how to put it. But I did more than a little bit explicitly say I was talking about Australian political leaders. So Dr. Abigail saying I'm harsh with him. Kirsten Mark McGowan's also a cop lover. I don't know if there's any political leaders who aren't cop lovers, quite honestly. Yeah, I think it's important, very important, not to buy into personality cults. If there's someone who is like your preferred political figure, if you can't identify things that you're not on board with, things that maybe you don't like, things that you disagree with that particular political figure, I worry that you're in a cult. Because the idea that someone in politics isn't going to make some mistakes is a little ridiculous. I was reasonably interested in Bernie Sanders in the US. Certainly his class politics and economic politics I was very much on board with, but he did seem to stumble extremely badly, extremely regularly on intersectional politics. He seemed to he's definitely not racist, but he seemed to stumble repeatedly with understanding the importance of some issues to people who aren't white and to women as well, quite honestly. I would say by my standards, he is by far the best candidate that has attempted to run for US president in my lifetime. Like, I don't think anyone else is even close. But he was hardly perfect, because no one is. I like that one, Dr. Abigail. Rassilon's domestic policies may be awful, but at least the TARDIS has run on time. Double, triple puns going on in there. Look, we're all in the angry cult, Safa. But yes, I am super fucking wary of anyone who's so into a particular political party or political person, entity, that they refuse to see any flaws in them. That I find very unsettling. That I find to be a pretty solid indicator that you're probably in a cult. Thank you for explaining the joke, Dr. Abigail. It's more funny now. It's more funny because you explained it. Oh god, I'm just having BoJack Horseman flashbacks. This is a universal truth, Dr. Abigail. Jokes are funnier when you explain them. There's a running joke in the animated series BoJack Horseman when BoJack was a sort of struggling stand-up comedian. He was struggling because he would explain every joke. He would tell a joke and then say to the audience, "You get it? It's funny because and." That's why it's funny. Do you get the joke? That was the joke. And it was agonizing. It was absolutely agonizing to watch someone who's so insecure they have to really labor the point. And it's just like, oof, that's difficult to watch. And it's like, oh man, that's a show and a half. I'm somewhat tempted to rewatch BoJack Horseman actually, but I think it's very interesting. They approached some important issues in an incredibly surreal way. Because in that animated world, there were all these anthropomorphic animals alongside humans. Some people are human, and some people are anthropomorphized animals. But the animals still had some of the traits of the animal. And it was really fucking weird. And there were some really fucking twisted storylines, like because um uh you know, animals were literally equal to humans, but they're still eating meat. So where is the meat coming from? And there was this ongoing thing of these different chicken meat producing companies, at least one of which was actually run by chickens. Chicken for days. And they actually have a specially bred type of chicken that has extremely limited brain function. So these chickens are basically as smart as the chicken that we know, but they're in this large anthropomorphized form. And it was really weird and fucking dark and twisted. Um, and it's really funny because one of the central characters, Amy, she's from Chicago. Actually, she's from Boston, I think, because her parents were Korean immigrants, but she and her brothers grew up in Boston. So her brothers all have these Boston accents. She has a more neutral American accent. But when she goes back there at one point, she ends up dating a guy who's a buffalo, and they're watching sports. And the mascot for one of the teams was the stupid human baby. And it was someone wearing a costume, so they were like a giant baby, and they were stumbling around being stupid. And also, the baby's drinking alcohol. Uh, and it was just a joke about politically incorrect mascots, really. And it was just fucking hilarious. The buffalo laughing at the stupid human baby mascot, and the human Amy getting a bit upset and saying, "We're not like that." And the buffalo go, "It's just a joke. Just don't worry about it." So Dr. Go, breaking down the joke a bit more. Sorry, it's funny because Rassilon's policies would make public transport worse, but because time machines are on time, yeah. So analyzing the joke as complex and timeless, yes. I like both those points, Justin. You'd sleep in if you had a TARDIS and take your TARDIS to go to work at the time it's meant to start. I'm leaning a bit more towards you, Dr. Abigail. I wouldn't go to work ever. I would steal a bunch of shit. Oh, actually, no. If I had a TARDIS, I wouldn't have to steal a bunch of shit. You just find out various stock market bubbles, and when they burst, and you go back to the start and you buy whatevs, but sell it before the bubbles burst. Like, the most recent example would go to the um, early days of Bitcoin. Set up a Bitcoin mining computer, mine a couple Bitcoins when they were worth 5 cents, and save them to the point where, the shit you did was worth tens of millions of dollars, and then fucking sell them before. I think the high point was probably December last year. That would be the big one. I don't think anyone except scammers ever made money off NFTs, but a lot of people have made money off crypto, And who the fuck knows? Maybe they will again in the future. It's been an extremely bad year for crypto. But the whole crypto thing over the years has gone like crash, and then and the next high point is much higher than the previous high point, and then crashes again. But the crash is always higher than the previous high point, and then it goes up again, and then crashes again. And the last high point was like I think either December last year or early this year, and then it's a pretty pronounced crash, and it hasn't really recovered from that. Maybe it never will. Maybe it's just like, oh no, it was all bullshit and a scam, and now we're gone. I'm interested that you think money would be meaningless if you had a TARDIS. I'm not exactly sure how that would work. Oh, God, Kirsten, is that how it works, really? You want to go back to Melbourne where you don't have hay fever, but husband does. But in Sydney, you have hay fever and he doesn't. So you have sensitivity to different plants, and he's only sensitive to some in Melbourne and you're only sensitive to some in Sydney. Man, that's a fucking quandary. Dr. Abel, you would invite Hypatia to come with you to a soft rubber planet, lots of earthquakes. Well, that's also a thing you could do, yes. So I love the idea we will use cocktails for money in the future. But you can use cocktails for money now. If you are good at making cocktails, people will give you money for them. They're a form of money. But the fridge is not the fridge, the stove is doing the buzzing thing, but it's bedtime anyway. So I will just stare meaningfully at the stove like, fuck you and your buzzing. And I'm going to bed. Oh, yeah, like, why would you stay on Earth? But you've got to have some sort of resource as well, food, clothes, etc. But again, if you don't stay on Earth, then you've got to go to the places and work out what their currency or transactional method is, and then and yes, after tomorrow night should be party night. I don't see any reason why it wouldn't be. I'm being more responsible the last couple of weeks and not getting wasted. See, okay, that's a bit of the lore that I was not that familiar with, but it does make sense. But I don't really remember. The TARDIS makes food and clothes. Well, if the TARDIS makes food and clothes and, well, let's say alcohol and drugs, maybe, yeah, then I'd be hunky-dory. Fuck money. If I've got food, clothes, alcohol, and drugs, and the ability to fly through time and impress people I want to get down and dirty with, yeah, fuck money. On that note, I'm going to go to bed. Not that I have a lot on tomorrow, but I'm going to get some stuff done in my own time. I don't think I have any meetings. Fucking check in the morning, I guess. But which just lets me get stuff done in my own time. But I'm going to see you find people another time, whether it's tomorrow night or another time. So I definitely won't be doing a stream on Saturday night. Probably do one on Sunday. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, tomorrow night, party. But you all take care, whatever it is you're doing. Look forward to seeing you again another